bank that's been around for a while, 150 plus years, right?
Yep.
So, it's got some rich heritage, in particular, Northern Indiana. Give us the thumbnail description of, Lake City Bank.
153 years, so that's you were very close. This bank was formed in 1872 with the name Lake City Bank on the door, which is a story in of itself when you think about the
Yeah.
we fortunately have not been. The bank is an organic grower, which means, we've not grown through, mergers and acquisitions. In my 25 years at the bank, we haven't done a single acquisition, and yet we've grown from $1 billion in total assets to $7 billion. In that same time window, we've grown essentially from 37 branches, primarily in Northeast Indiana, to now 55 in Northeast, North Central, and Central Indiana. And I think the greatest thing about the story of this bank is we still, at $7 billion, are consider ourselves a community bank. We're driven by these relationships we have, and that we love to build everywhere we are. And we're a net branch builder as opposed to a net branch shrinker, which a lot of our peer banks are going through right now.
Talk about that because as you mentioned, uh, consolidations, acquisitions, mergers, have been the kind of the lay of the land in the banking industry for a long time. How has Lake City Bank been successful in remaining independent and community focused?
Well, the remaining independent is a relatively easy answer, and that's shareholder value. And if active M&A was the best path to creating shareholder value, we'd be really good at it. And there's a lot of banks that are. So it's not to say that M&A is a bad strategy, but we believe when you build the bank, literally one deposit at a time, one loan at a time, one building, one commercial banker, one wealth advisory officer, you're building the organization's foundation as you go every step of the way. And because we've been able to identify high growth market opportunities, which is kind of when you think about Northern Indiana, you say, well, where the heck was that in 1990? And
Right.
the answer for us was Elkhart, Indiana. We showed up when the two main banks in Elkhart got sold, one to NBD that ultimately became JP Morgan Chase, and one to Ameritrust that ultimately became KeyBank. And we went in and started stealing their customers. And as Mike Kabaki, my predecessor, used to love to say, all we do is steal other banks' customers, and that's still true today. I think by not being acquisitive, it also allows us to be laser focused on the business we got and
Yeah.
not the business we might get through M&A. It's all shareholder value driven, and then beyond that, it's culture driven.